in this problem, we want to find the number of ways to listen to 4 CDs from a selection of 8 CDs. There's a couple different ways we could go about solving this problem. The first thing is we have to know that permutations mean the order matters. Well, by what I'm saying that order matters, if we have CD 1, 2, 3, the whole way up to CD 8, and I listen to them CD first, then CD second, then CD third first, then let's go to CD 4, so we have 4 of them, and then I just change the order from first, second, third, fourth to CD 4, CD 3, CD 2, CD 1. It may be all the same CDs, but we want to know a number of ways to listen to 4 CDs. So I'm listening to them in 2 different ways by selecting CD 4 first, CD 3, CD 2, CD 1. So we're going to have a lot of different options. That's how permutations differ from combinations, because combinations, those 2 groupings would be exactly the same. We're just selecting 4 out of 8. Well, here, not only are we selecting 4 out of 8, but we want to know in a specific order, what order can we listen to them in. Okay, I guess the most basic way to solve this problem is I'm just going to put 4 spaces. This is the first one I'm going to listen to, second, third, and fourth. So if I have 8 CDs to choose from, I'm going to choose 4. I come up, I haven't listened to anything yet. So I'm going to come up, I'm going to listen to 1 CD. How many options do I have? Well, I have 8 options. Then I come up to the second CD. Well, I already listened to 1, so now I have 7 options. Then I have 6 options. Then I have 5 options to choose from by the time I get to the 4th CD. So I have 8, 7, 6, and 5, and I'm just going to multiply those 4 numbers together. And that's going to give me a total of 1,680 options. So that's one way you could solve it. And another way is by using the permutations formula. It's stated as NPR equals n factorial over n minus r factorial. Let's talk about the n and the r first. N is how many total options you have. In this particular case, I have 8 options. So I'm going to put an 8 in for the n. R is how many are we choosing? Well, we're choosing 4 to the 8. So where the r was, I'm going to put a 4. So everywhere in the equation we have an n, we put an 8. Everywhere we have an r, we put a 4. So we have 8 factorial over 8 minus 4 factorial. So I'm going to go ahead and solve that. If I'm solving it by hand, one way I can do it is just write out n factorial means 8 times 7 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And on the bottom I have 8 minus 4 factorial, which is just 4 factorial. And I'm going to go ahead and write out 4 factorial. So I have 8 times 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And on the bottom I have 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So it's that number and times every whole number smaller than that number down to 1. So that number is 4 times 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to cancel out anything that's common between the bottom and the top or the numerator and denominator. So I cancel out the 4s, I cancel out the 3s, 2s, and 1s. And I'm left with 8 times 7 times 6 times 5, which is the same as my easy method of doing it, which is 8 times 7 times 6 times 5, and we get an answer of 1,680 permutations.